You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Writing in the Daily Mail leads with the title, "He's completely beige, drained of all his feisty ginger life blood." Quite entertaining, of course, that I've always made reference to Harry's wife of being the Duchess of Industrial Beige, not only in turn of her penchant for wearing certain beige colours in her wardrobe, notably, of course, one of our Jawas is missing, but also because she is beige boring. What she has to say is boring. Her speeches put people into catatonic states. She has no sense of humour. The ideas that she comes up with are beige because she's pinched them from other people. She comes up with fridge magnet platitudes that cause you such severe eye-roll injury at their ridiculousness. But now she's infected Harry. Harry, of course, used to have a bit of spunk about him, as once was said. Yes, he's a bit of a dimwit, and he has a temper on him, but essentially he was a decent individual. Yet, people would see him as the Playboy Prince. He would like getting pissed up and larking about, getting up to some laddish behaviour, but he was well regarded by people, and as a consequence of the tragedy of the death of his mother, people also afforded him a considerable amount of sympathy, something which he has now eroded as a consequence of his behaviour, which of course has been directed and heavily influenced by the behaviour of his wife. You can see how Harry has been drained of being an interesting chap, of being fun, that he's essentially turned into a prop of his wife. This is because he's been bolted onto his wife. Narcissists bolt people onto us. You are extensions of us. We do not attach to you because we have no emotional investment in you. We have no emotional empathy for you. We have to, of course, be able to jettison you at a moment's notice if required. But we bolt you onto us, binding you to us, our tendrils wrapping around you as we ensnare you, ensuring that you are bound to us by falling in love with us, by having a solid friendship with us, by having children with us, by owing us money, by feeling that you want to always be around us because we're so interesting, fun, exciting, and so on and so forth. There are hundreds of different ways that we will bind you to us. And once you're bound to us, we start to drain you. We drain you because what belongs to you becomes ours. Dependent, of course, upon circumstance and the type of narcissist, you may well be drained of, for instance, your money. You'll be drained of your relationships, so that the relationships that you had with friends and family be adversely affected as the narcissist prevents you from spending time with those individuals, either by physically stopping you or guilt-tripping you into remaining with the narcissist, or poisoning your mind against friends and family, as is the case with Prince Harry, so those relationships drain away, leaving the primary victim isolated and far easier to control. We drain you of your self-worth. We drain you of your self-confidence. We drain you of your money. We drain you of your will to live in some instances. We drain you of fun. We drain you of enthusiasm. We drain you of your independence. All of the things that you possess are either drained away by us so we can control you more readily, or are drained away because we acquire those things for ourselves, that we strip you of your personality so that we can acquire that personality and bolt it onto ourselves as part of our construct. Remember, for the majority of narcissists, this action of draining is done subconsciously. But it is hugely important because, as always, it caters to the prime aims of fuel, control, character traits, and residual benefits. I've often likened Harry's wife to a spider. As I explain, along came a spider. And she did. She wove a web in which Harry was caught, a web that was utilising spicy poontang, false compassion, false understanding of his vulnerabilities. That web isolated him from his friends and family, making him easier to control. And then, once caught in that web, along she came and sank her fangs into him, draining him of his independence, draining him of his fun spirit, draining him of doing the things that he would enjoy, and instead causing him to become a woke cyborg instructed to act on her behalf. The spider has feasted upon him, and at some point his drained and dry husk is likely to be disengaged from and cast to one side because he no longer serves a purpose to her. But at the present time, he still does, and therefore the relationship endures as she continues to drain him. You only have to look at Harry to see the way that he has been drained. No longer is he fun or entertaining. He doesn't even look happy. He trots out the word salads that have been programmed into him by his wife. He scowls. He's obsessed with victimhood and talking about his trauma, going on and on and on about it in a beige manner. So narcissists drain our victims. The one that's drained the most, of course, is the intimate partner primary source, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the spouse, the cohab. But we'll also drain other people. Intimate partner secondary sources, people we're having an affair with. Friends, family members. Everybody will be drained of something by the narcissist. But what further does Julie Burchill have to state? What does she see in terms of this draining of Harry by the narcissist? Julie Burchill writes, there's something so non-specifically sad about charging people £17 to watch a live stream event. If Harry wanted to add more big bucks to his Netflix millions for subscribers to eavesdrop on an intimate conversation about living with loss and the importance of personal healing, why not charge around £20? Along with Dr. Gabor Mate, the trauma expert and supporter of both Hamas and hallucinogenic drugs, the whole thing felt like a session on the adult subscription site OnlyFans. Dr. Mate bears an unfortunate resemblance to a pensive turtle, while Harry is now completely beige. Beige skin, beige hair, beige clothes, as if all the feisty ginger lifeblood is being drained out of him. And for the whole hour, as they sat on a pair of squishy sofas, bathed by the light of an open fire, viewers were delivered the same old blather and psychobabble we've now become accustomed to. The noble prince wants to be of service, empower others, and encourage people to be vulnerable, preferably while they're being held upside down and having the cash shaken out of their pockets. Stuck in his favourite groove, Harry said that he doesn't see himself as a victim and doesn't want sympathy. And I'm a little unicorn. We are all connected by trauma, apparently, or at least 99.9% of us. How comforting it is when mental health experts such as Harry are so rigorous with the stats. At times, he seemed to be groping his way towards some sort of common sense, saying that he had an incredible childhood. But the doc corrected him, that his was a story of deprivation, marked by the three great childhood traumas: death of a parent, divorce, conflict in a family. Wasn't that the same for most of us? Harry questioned innocently. The doctor diagnosed him with attention deficit disorder, what we Brits know better as ADHD, and after 20 minutes of this waffle, I felt that I might be catching it too. There were a few laughs. The prince's claim that I've always been trying to join the dots made me think sadly of Harry's lack of academic prowess. It all ended with a big old mushy speech about how Harry's wife saved him with her wisdom. Hopefully, after such a tribute, Harry wasn't sleeping out in the couple's much-filmed Californian hen house last night. Harry's drained. And this is what narcissists do. And if you want to stop the draining that you're experiencing, then you can do no better than organise a consultation with me and understand what it is you're dealing with, have your questions answered, and be given the best information and practical tips and advice as to the steps that you should take. That way, you can avoid remaining being stuck in the relevant web that the narcissist has woven for you, and you can avoid being drained in the way that Harry is. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.